Wild Seas is a 2D tower defense game where you play as a crocodile who possesses a jewel that you're attempting to defend from oncoming pirates. There's 4 different islands that you'll play, so that means that there's only 4 different levels. There's not a lot of variety to the gameplay, the world, or the enemy design. There's 6 different turrets you can use to help protect your crystal, and your little crocodile friend has a very basic set of abilities. You can dash for a little bit of mobility. You can swing your bat to not only attack enemies, but also deflect back projectiles. And then that's honestly, well, that's it. And so the majority of the gameplay is going to be set up in kind of 2 different phases. If you're familiar with tower defense games, you're probably familiar with the gameplay loop here, where you have like your setup phase and you have your attack or defend phase where you have oncoming enemies. Now in Wild Seas, you can't move your turrets or build at all during the defense portions. You have a limited amount of time to set up in between waves, so you need to really make sure that you're not kind of dawdling around in these moments. And honestly, it's almost a little bit too basic and kind of boring because your little crocodile friend isn't really that fun to use. He's really squishy, so trying to get up close to enemies that are shooting at you usually results in you losing a huge chunk of health, and healing is handled pretty slowly in this, so you have to be extra careful to not die. I died a few times in the beginning trying to be more aggressive and kind of speed up the process because the waves of enemies are fairly slow. So you kind of just set up your turrets and stand around for the most part, and if something gets through, then you take care of it. It's kind of more of a standby idle type of tower defense game. The enemies will drop coins, which is your currency to buy the different turrets. You'll also occasionally get wrenches, which you can use to upgrade your turrets up to twice total to, like, basically it starts out at level 1, you can upgrade it to level 3, and that's pretty much it. You can upgrade turrets during defense waves, but that's it. Other than collecting coins and just kind of hoping nothing gets through, it's basically the core gameplay loop. Again, your little crocodile friend really isn't fun, and this game kind of had a few things that irked me. The first is, like I said, the way he controls and you swing your bat around, and he's just not fun to use. The other is that you have no idea where the enemies are coming from the first time you play these levels, and for the most part, 2 of the 4 are linear, but the middle 2 levels, your crystal's kind of in the middle, and you just kind of assume they're going to come from all around, but you don't necessarily know where to prioritize your efforts. I really wish in games like this they would just put arrows that show you. For the first wave, just put some arrows that show where the enemies are going to come from, so I know where to focus my initial efforts. Because if you don't put the turrets in the right spot, because you're just guessing, then you pretty much got to start the level over. I know you only lost like a minute or 2, but still, I don't really know what to say about that, except for
that doesn't work for me, brother.
Wild Seas is a very short and brief experience. It's not bad, not great, it's somewhere in the middle. There's plenty of better tower defense games out there, so it's kind of a tough sell to recommend this one. If you just want something short to maybe kill a few hours and then just move on, you can certainly do much worse than Wild Seas, but as it stands, it's a tough one to recommend. So if you're looking for something with a little bit more meat to its content, then Wild Seas is going to be too short and too brief for you. It has no story, it's just all gameplay, which would be fine if it excelled in that regard, but it's a little bit mundane, so maybe give this one a pass. I appreciate you watching this review. Hope you found it helpful. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. Hope to see you on my next video. Have a good one.